Hello, welcome back to the National Education Cycle. I am your fussy again, Alex, and today, or right now, we're going to be going over tracking. So, what exactly is tracking? Tracking is collecting data and information about specific tasks someone or something may be doing. The definition actually varies depending on what kind of tracking you're doing, but we're going to be focusing on tracking based in tracking for Isaac and mainly for people. So what does tracking look like for a VP? As a VP, you can track your team on many things. That can include their performance, the status of their EPs, their motivation, engagement, accountability, team leaders, leadership, etc. Therefore, it is important to not end up micro-tracking your members because there's a lot of things you could track, but it's very important to not micro-track them. And what does micro-tracking mean? Micro-tracking is when you track your members aggressively, that it becomes overwhelming for them and they begin to start hating what they're doing. So essentially, you're tracking every single little thing they're doing and you give them no freedom and space. And it's very important to give them the trust and freedom just to do what they got to do. So don't micro-track your members or your teams because it's very bad and it's makes them feel like you don't trust them and they have no freedom to do just to do what they got to do. Okay, and so here are some things that I think you should be tracking, but of course it's up to you in the end. But these are some things you should be tracking. The TL's accountability, so how accountable they are, especially to you and their teams. The TL's team management and understanding if team standards are being implemented by them. Of course, you should be implementing them too. Progress of strategies and goals, of your strategies and goals. Any R&R outcome that you may be happening, effectiveness of routines currently in place, like team meetings, etc. And updates on your tasks, activities that were delegated to your team or your teams. And also, I forgot to mention, but an overall operational review that's given by your TLs, because your TLs should be tracking the members' operational performance, and you should just be having an overall review of it. So about standards and just about the conversions and the whole areas, the whole phase of the customer flow, you should be tracking the performance of it. But yes, like I said, if you want to track them more, be careful on how they may feel so don't micro track them. And of course, be creative. You want to track many things that are hard to understand. So the point of tracking is you want to track things that you don't understand. So for example, when my TL sends EPCVs to our partners, why aren't they applying? Okay, I'll create an I tracker to understand why, right? So you want to create trackers to understand why and to learn more information, and through that information you can develop a solution to a potential bottleneck that may be present. Okay, but yes, more actual information is made by the lovely LCP Asha from SGH. She goes into a lot of detail about tracking, so if you want to learn more, because I just talked about it briefly for OGT, but if you want to learn more, click this little tracking little device thingy to learn more. But thank you so much for listening.